In yesterday's episode, we shared that in the eyes of many Chinese people, CCTV is not credible. Someone shared this video which proved this point.
四川省、今天、宁夏回族自治区昨天分别都宣布了，当地所有的贫困县都实现了脱贫摘帽。
Someone mocked, as long as the CCP revises the standards for impoverished counties, it would not be surprising even if it claims that Sichuan province has become fully prosperous. Someone replied, it is absurd that even though Sichuan is a poor province in western China, the annual income of civil servants there is at least 2 to 3 million. The funding allocated toward the so-called development of the West was actually first divided by members of the privileged classes. Many of Sichuan's one-child families only have an annual income of 300 yuan, yet the agricultural insurance that they have to pay is already 100 yuan a month. Someone shared another video clip to show that, apparently, the CCTV news anchor is again telling lies.
重新认识了中国医疗的决心，无论你病得多重，都会有人全力以赴救你。钱没了可以再挣，而生命只有一次。在中国，无论穷富贵贱，每个人都有活下去的权利。
Someone replied, telling lies has become a habit of the CCP, but what's more terrifying is that it has been spreading the virus-like lies to the whole world. Someone shared that after being infected with COVID-19, an ordinary Chinese man jumped off the 21st floor of a building and passed away. Someone commented, ever since I purchased medical insurance in China, I've become increasingly afraid of being sick because I can hardly afford the associated costs each time. Beijing recently released a propaganda movie titled My People, My Homeland, claiming that in China, even people from rural areas don't need to even worry about not being able to afford the medical costs after contracting a serious illness because of Beijing's excellent medical insurance policies. But someone commented after watching it and said, the storyline is too fake and is clearly nonsense. In China, medical care is not only not free but also extremely expensive. It is one of the so-called pillar industries in China as is crucial to the Chinese economy in the eyes of Beijing. A serious illness can take away everything from you, of course including your life. The so-called medical insurance is just a joke, as many drugs are not even covered. The ones that are also overly expensive, but are intentionally sold at a price of thousands or even tens of thousands of yuan. Then the so-called medical insurance would only cover a certain percentage of the overall price. It's a real shame that this movie was produced. GoodV's acting skills are good, but the plot is too fake. Someone shared that citizen journalist Zhang Zhan was recently sentenced to 5 years in prison by the CCP. Someone showed support and wondered, when will freedom and justice prevail? Someone replied, freedom is never free. Zhang Zhan paid a huge price for freedom by risking her life. Someone shared that this note was written by a Hong Kong protester who is currently being imprisoned. He said, facing the totalitarian system, I am fearless. I defend my city. I have the responsibility to guard my homeland. Someone replied, I admire his courage. I even feel scared about bypassing the Great Firewall every day. Someone shared that Beijing plans to comprehensively take revenge on Hong Kong. The Hong Kong and Macau Affairs Office even promotes that those who love the country and Hong Kong should rule Hong Kong. Those who oppose the CCP and disrupt Hong Kong will be forced out. Someone shared that 3 more pro-democracy legislators were arrested in Hong Kong. Someone said, the CCP has never had credibility. Its words are not trustworthy. At the time it promised one country, 2 systems, what it truly wanted was really just Hong Kong's capital, technology, and talent. Beijing's move has been condemned by the European Union and the UK, who believe it is a serious blow to the political pluralism and freedom of expression in Hong Kong. I hope that the UK and the EU will impose sanctions on Chinese Communist Party officials and their family members, as well as Chinese state-owned enterprises and Chinese government agencies, while providing shelter to a large number of Hong Kong pro-democracy activists. Someone replied, in any case, Hong Kongers' resistance has awakened more people and nations to the CCP's true color and helped call on the international community to condemn the CCP and, in the case of the US, sanctioned CCP officials. History will remember their great contributions. Someone shared that a petition seeking to ban former Trump administration officials from teaching, speaking, or even attending the school has been circulating at Harvard University. Someone replied, I once used QQ, then started to use WeChat, then Twitter as it was more secure. It is ironic that despite efforts to protect myself, speech control seems to be getting stricter, and it has even expanded from communist China to the entire world. Now, many Twitter users have started to register on Parler. Someone replied, undoubtedly there is no freedom of speech in communist China, and to some extent, the so-called freedom of speech in foreign countries, including the US, is contingent upon following political correctness and not harming so-called public interests. When you cross the line, the consequences are serious. You can look at the fate of Julian Assange as reference. Someone shared these pictures, in which many politicians and celebrities in mainland China as well as the US showed the same satanic hand gesture. Someone shared this picture to illustrate the complicated situation that President Trump has been facing. In this video, Trump clearly expressed that he already knows who is behind the widespread election fraud.
Democrats are also trying to rig the election by sending out tens of millions of mail-in ballots, using the China virus as the excuse for allowing people not to go to the polls. Hey, we have a virus coming. We have to send, think of it, California. He's going to be sending out millions and millions of ballots. Well, where are they going? Where are these ballots going? Who's getting them? Who is not getting them? Will they be stolen from mailboxes as they get put in by the mailman? Will they be taken from the mailmen and the mailwomen? Will they be forged? Who is signing them? Will they be counterfeited by groups inside our nation? Will they be counterfeited maybe by the millions by foreign powers who don't want to see Trump win because nobody has been tougher on trade or making our country great again?
Child, we will take you in. Child, we will bring you home. You'll be a flower that sees the spring.